Well, the Wisconsin women's hockey team is celebrating its 9th national championship and second in a row after a thrilling 3-2 win over Ohio State on Sunday in State College, Pennsylvania. And the Wisconsin men's hockey team is dancing in Worcester, Massachusetts. First round of the big dance begins on Thursday afternoon against Dartmouth. I'm Brian Posick, and Mark Johnson, Mike Hastings, Ava McNaughton, Claire Enright, and Marianne Picard are coming up on the Badger Hockey Digest.
The Badger Hockey Digest, presented by UW Health.
Well, we're recording Badger Hockey Digest on Monday night, shortly after the celebration to welcome back the 9-time national champion Wisconsin women's hockey team, joined now by head coach Mark Johnson. You still on cloud nine?
Still trying to figure it out, yep, and it's slowly clearing and absorbing it, and it's certainly a pleasure talking to you today because of the meaning why we're talking.
Yes. Boy, what a thrilling Frozen Four in State College. A record for a Frozen Four, over 5,100 fans for the semifinal game on Friday, and you beat the host school, Penn State, in a thriller 4-3. How did you handle that on the bench?
That was, I'm glad we went through the experience. Obviously, winning the game is the reason you're playing it, but just the experience for our players, the experience for Penn State players, and just the showcase of women's hockey where we're at. I mean, it was phenomenal. You've been there before, so you know what the student section's like. We've not seen that before. We were there 4 years ago, but there was, a sprinkle of fans there. So for us to come on the ice just to start the game, the energy was high, and the script that we wanted to write wasn't written because Penn State had other ideas. So when they scored in the first minute of the game on a power play, then it even got louder. But it was a great experience, and I'm glad we went through it because I think it helped us in Sunday's game because we knew we were up against Sunday, and those things that we had to face at different times in Friday's game helped us.
Yeah, before we get to Sunday's championship game, the script didn't go your way either on Friday because they score late to tie the game, and it goes to overtime. You get a power play, though, and then one of the most clutch players we've seen comes through for you again in Kirsten Sims.
Yeah, you're looking for somebody to make a play, and obviously, getting the power play early in that session, and our power play's been good all year. Can it come through at the big moment? And it didn't take long, like about 8 or 10 seconds, and that's the nice thing about overtime. If you can end it really early, you don't have to exuberate and exhaust yourself, and you're having that winning because you have to play this game on Sunday. So it was done quickly, quieted the crowd real fast, and a celebration in the locker room knowing that we were going to get a chance to play for the national championship on Sunday. But those little things helped us because, again, in Sunday's game we can talk about, they scored 2 goals in the middle part of or early in the third period, so it's a similar situation. They've got all the momentum. We've got about 12, 14 minutes to go, and what can you do? Can somebody come up with a play? And so, what we learned on Friday with our team and what we learned even against Bemidji in our second game playoff here where we ended up going to overtime, those little things along the way can help you if you get yourself back in that position. And it certainly helped us in Friday's game and then helped us again in Sunday's.
Yeah, and Sunday you jump out to a 2-0 lead, and your goaltender Ava McNaughton was fantastic, especially in that first period, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was good. She made obviously an ESPN type save on Dunn, who's a big time player, part of our Olympic team with a gold medal, and she doesn't miss many opportunities. And I'm still trying to figure out how it didn't go in until I got on the plane last night and watched it on replay. It went right in her glove because I thought it was going in the net. Yeah. And so she gave us an opportunity to stay in the game, to be up 2-0 with probably 3 or 4 really quality saves that first 20 minutes.
Yep, but then it's 2-2 in the third. Who's going to score the winner? Is it going to be Ohio State or Wisconsin? It turns out to be UW senior Claire Enright. As you've told us before, it's not about me, is what the motto was this season. You needed everybody. Here's a fourth-line senior that makes the play of the year.
Yeah, so as a staff getting ready for Sunday's game, what do we need to do to tweak things? We made a couple changes in our lineup, but as I addressed the team prior to the game, we were going to need everybody. Everybody was going to make a contribution, and everybody needed to, play their shift strong. And if we're able to do that, this is going to give us the best chance to win. And so we get in that position, and I'm thinking, maybe Lacey can step one up. Sims has done this before, maybe Edwards, and then all of a sudden, there's Claire taking the puck to the net and puts it in the back of the net with 7 minutes to go. And I'm thinking, this is a great fitting, but we got to get to the finish line.
And you did, although it was a little dicey down the stretch, wasn't it?
Even when we get the power play there with 42 seconds to go, we end up icing the puck, and that's the last thing you want to do at that moment because our face-off percentage, especially on our own end, wasn't high. So now they pull their goalie. Now it's 5-on-5. Chances are they're going to win the face-off. Can we defend? And so when Lacey poked the puck out with about, 8 or 9 seconds to go, then I finally got comfortable. Prior to that, no. You wait till that final horn goes off, and then the celebration began.
You know, Mark, you've had a lot of great senior classes. You've had a lot of great captains, a lot of great individual players, too. And 2 young ladies that captain this team really deserve kudos, in Lacey Eden and KK Harvey. KK, of course, the Patty Kazmaier Award winner. They've been fantastic. And Lacey, by the way, led the nation in scoring this season.
Yeah, she did a lot of remarkable things. Personally had to come, through a lot of adversity and things that, she had set for goals, and for whatever reason, those goals weren't, going to happen, but yet she kept her eyes focused on what she wanted to do with our team here in Madison. And as I've mentioned before, that month that she spent as our true captain in February when KK was gone, without that effort, without that commitment from her, and without her things that she did on the ice, there's no way we would have won our league championship, and secondly, been in a position to defend our national championship. So I give her a lot of credit for, maturing, staying with it, even though when life throws you a few curveballs and a couple wrenches, she handled it very professionally. And, her goal became, we need to win the national championship again. And I don't think anything was going to keep her from doing that. And we saw that in her effort. And, the last part of January, all of February, and certainly part of March.
And I don't know if an individual can do more in a 3-month span than Caroline Harvey.
No, and I mean, you go back to her when she started her freshman year, and she stepped on the ice for her first couple games, and boy, she's really good. Well, yeah, she's really good. Why? Well, we watch her skate, watch her do this, and then we watch her sophomore year, then her junior year, and then their senior year. We watched her in Milan. We've watched her grow and develop, not only on the ice, and she's a special player. There's not many that come along that is able to do the things she's able to do in her position and take charge and control of a game. And then, off the ice, what we try to do is equip them so when they leave us with their degrees and all their rewards and their championships, if we win championships with them, to go out in the community and be real good, solid citizens. And, she's matured a lot. And if people saw her speech at the Patty Kazmaier, you say, wow, that's a really, intelligent, wise young lady, because that's hard to do.
Yeah, it is hard to do.
So it was a very professional speech.
She was fantastic.
She touched everybody that she wanted to thank, and it was very well done.
Mm-hmm. Fans were awesome again, not only all season, but at the celebration here too. You've won 9 national championships, and you started working today on number 10, didn't you? Jeez.
Yeah, transfer portal up this morning, and off you go running. But our Badger fans are awesome. I mean, even the 5,200 people that were at the game Friday night. I mean, there were a lot of Penn State people with white, but when we needed a boost or we needed a cheer, when we scored a goal, there was a bunch of Badger fans there. And then they again showed up Sunday and gave us the spark that we needed, and we got a chance to celebrate at the end with all of them. So it was a special group, and we, a big shout out on behalf of our players and our staff for them coming out and supporting us, because that's not an easy place to get to. You have to, make an effort to get to, State College. But the journey and the trip, and we had a bunch of our former players come in for Sunday's game, and so it was a great celebration.
Yeah. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Well done. That's head coach Mark Johnson. Hey, stick around. We're going to hear from Claire Enright, Marianne Picard, and Ava McNaughton in just a moment.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Awesome.
I like it. I love it.
Get 2.99% APR plus $1,000 when you finance a new Tundra through Toyota Financial, or lease a new Tacoma for $329 a month.
Go from dreaming it to driving it today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Clear your path to a great career today. Climb to reach your career potential with no loans and no debt, so you can earn while you learn. A Wisconsin Operating Engineer's Apprenticeship is your opportunity to work outdoors and get heavy equipment experience. Partner with your employer for serious pay, great health and pension benefits. Acquire real-world experience while building Wisconsin together. To start your career journey, visit join139.com today.
Well, back here at LeBon Arena with some national champions, we have Marianne Picard right here. We have the most outstanding player of the Frozen Four, Ava McNaughton, and the young lady that scored the game-winning goal in the national championship game, Claire Enright. So how much fun are you having right now? Can you put it into words? Or actually, you know what? We don't need words. Just smiling and laughing and dancing.
I mean, you could tell when you were trying to talk to KK, Layla was cracking up behind you. We've been laughing the whole day. Yeah.
Our ones have never gone down.
No, never.
My fingers stuck up. And
stuck up forever.
Smile is pasted on. I just can't stop smiling.
No, it is just awesome. Words will never be able to describe it.
So sleep deprived. I'm like,
yep. I'm just like, I'm just even happy. I'm sleep deprived.
Although it was a challenge to win a couple of games out in State College. Kind of take us through it a little bit. Why don't we start with you, Marianne? With Penn State, the host school, they got a huge crowd behind them.
I think the Penn State game was more nerve-wracking than the national championship game. I think the crowd, I feel like for the first time in my life as a Badger, I was intimidated by the crowd. I feel like we always have the crowd advantage. I feel like our fans are always more loud than the other teams, but I mean, we couldn't beat the student section that was basically onto the ice. It was so intimidating. I was shaking in my boots. So I think that game was harder to win than the national championship game.
So how were you able to do it, Claire? How was the team able to get past Penn State?
Just honestly, we worked together and we hyped each other up in the locker room, and we were kind of trying to embrace the crowd just like probably everyone else does in our barn. Like, we have never faced anything like that, so it was super interesting for us to navigate that, but it was awesome because we were like, let's just embrace this and embrace their chants and booing us. Like, let's just act like they're cheering for us.
There you go. And Ava, your back was to that student section, first period and third period. What was that like for you? Because goaltenders have to be a little bit more calm and reserved, I would think, going into a game or each period, right?
Yeah, definitely. Kind of like they said, I've experienced student sections, but nothing like that before. Like when we played at Minnesota last year, it was obviously Frozen Four at their home rink, but it felt like our rink just because we had so many Badger fans there. And I was like, oh, like it'll probably be like that this time. And then we were standing in the tunnel, and there was like students who were like yelling my name, and like they were like, what are you gonna do? Make a save in the locker room? And I'm like, okay, like cool. But I was like, at the end of the day, you kind of have to reframe it, kind of like Claire said, and just be like, you know, they're all chanting my name. I don't know any of their names. Yeah, exactly. So I was like, I just gotta embrace it. And I was like, it's probably a pretty cool picture, you know what I mean? And we ended up winning, which is all that matters. And you know, kind of shut him up that way.
You shook hand with that guy, no?
I did.
Did you really?
I did. He was actually very nice. Yeah, in the tunnel, the guy who was yelling like the whole time. Yeah, he goes.
Just turn up crazy.
He looked at me. He yelled Ava, and I go, and he goes, "Good game." I go, "Thanks."
Oh, that's very nice. Very nice.
You just switch up once in a while.
Yeah. So then Sunday, you face Ohio State again, who you faced now 4 times in a row in national championship games and won 2 out of 3, and both of you. You jump out to a 2-0 lead, but your goaltender was ridiculous in the first period, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was amazing. I had no doubt that we were going to win.
On Joy Dunn.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I was like appalled. Yes. I was like, oh my goodness, we're going to win now. Just because she made that save, doesn't matter what happens, we won. No matter what.
True.
Yeah. Whenever she's confident, we're confident.
That save is the game.
Whenever we're confident, she's confident, it just bounces off each other, we're good.
How did you make that stop on Dunn?
I'm wondering too.
Well,
Please tell us.
Well, I kind of saw her floating in there, and I thought that maybe, you know, our coverage just kind of got a little sucked into the to the puck, I think, and you know, I get it, you know, like everyone wants the puck, and I was like, oh boy, I looked and I saw her, and I was like, oh, it's definitely getting to her, and I was like, okay, here we go, and obviously seen Joy a ton, like in the past 2 months, and you know, great shot, great player, and I'm like, okay, like I got to get out there, make sure like she can't just like rip it right by me, so I was like, okay, and so I got out there, and I was like, okay, I'm ready for the shot, and then she faked it, and I was like, shoot, like I'm so screwed, and she pump fake backhand. Which I was like, great, okay, perfect.
It's awesome.
And I was like, I'm not gonna be able to rotate, so I just, you know, I put my hand out there and I pushed it as far as I could, close to the puck.
Close my eyes.
And I saw her backhand it, and it opened up her blade, and I was like, oh my god, it's gonna go in my glove. And then it went in my glove, and I was like, oh my god. Like my jaw was on the floor just as much as everybody else. And I was just like, oh my god. And then you can see me get up, and I'm just like smiling, which is kind of odd for me. I don't really like have a lot of emotion during the game, and I was just like, oh my god, like we did it.
We won.
It was amazing.
First period, we won.
Yeah, I mean the way you were playing, I thought it was going to be a goose egg for Ohio State, but they rally, they tie it. It's the third period, and then it gets all right. What's going to happen here? walk us through the final play or the game-winning goal by your
Basically, you
line
scored.
mate.
I had a gut
your
feeling.
fourth line mate. Crazy.
I feel like a lot of
I
people,
had a gut feeling.
I feel like a lot of people had gut feelings, which is very weird.
Yes.
Because people don't normally have gut feelings for this type of.
No, but I felt like I knew the third line would come through.
True.
I knew the third line would come through because we've had this chemistry for the last like 4 years.
Yes.
4 years, and I feel like, okay, like the superstars get their moment,
Yeah.
whatever. But I knew
Here we
me
come.
and Claire had, or it was our time.
It was
to
our
shine.
time. We had to
And
shine
then-
at some point.
And then when we had a face-off, I was like,
Here we go.
Here we go, baby. And I feel like, what was it, last year? We were together in
overtime.
OT and overtime, and we almost scored as well.
Yeah.
And I feel like we just get each other.
Yeah.
And I'm going to miss you,
Compliment
Claire.
each
But
other.
yeah, but I'm happy that I got to, my last goal ever was with you on the ice. Your last goal ever.
Wait, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is cool.
I
Somebody
never even,
suggested you two need to do a podcast.
Yeah.
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 You can join us.
Yeah.
No,
Avery,
that's
you
okay.
can be
I'm
the
not
first
really,
guest.
I could be the first guest.
Okay.
Yeah.
True.
That'd
Yeah.
be nice.
Yeah.
So then, at the very end, they're scrambling. They're trying to get the puck past you. What was it like from your perspective there in the final minute or so with the title hanging in the balance?
Yeah, definitely. When it's a scramble like that in front, you're just trying to sprawl across the net as much as you can because most often it's just kind of like go on the ice in. So I'm like, okay, like I got long legs, I got a long body, I'm just gonna lay across the ice.
Starfish.
And like the puck was just pinballing around.
Oh my
There was
goodness.
gloves, there was sticks, there was feet, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I can't. I had it, and then like I got kicked and it moved, and then KK's hand was there, and I was like, oh my god. Yeah.
Right.
And then I was like, it went in my arm and I covered it, and then all of a sudden they were challenging it. I'm like, oh my god, like this is
gonna be
deja
the same
vu.
thing, yes.
And
Same.
I'm like, there's no way, but KK was, and I was pretty sure it wasn't in the crease, but like I honestly no idea, just so chaotic, and I'm just like, oh my god. And thank God
Oh my
that
gosh.
it was unsuccessful because that would have been probably the most cinematic thing ever. Just like
Like a
the
redo
switch
of
up
last
your
year.
chair.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Well, then Marianne would have won it in overtime.
Exactly.
Exactly.
No
It
problem.
would've been fine.
Who cares?
The third line was going to come through.
Yeah, it would have
No
been
matter
fine.
what.
It would have been fine.
cares?
So one more question for you. How do you celebrate? How long do you celebrate
Forever.
a national championship?
Never taking it off.
Yeah, forever.
I'm not
Never
going to wash
taking
it.
it off.
Not gonna.
Yeah.
I
You
guess-
can't wash off the blood, sweat, and tears on this thing. Like,
But I guess until spring break, I'd say, and then probably celebrate with our family
Yeah.
and friends during spring break.
Yeah.
But it doesn't end.
it doesn't end.
I'm
no
still
matter what.
celebrating my first
Yeah,
daddy.
exactly. Still.
Yeah, it doesn't end.
And then
so.
when you keep seeing each other in the future, you're like, let's still celebrate.
Yeah.
Right.
Until
Like,
you're like
you always
80.
have a reason to celebrate when you win a natty. So
Exactly.
Totally.
No matter what.
Exactly. Make sure you finish up your classwork though. Okay.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
like-
forgot about that.
Yeah, no, you did.
we're ahead, so like we
Yeah.
planned for this.
We're planning for this, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well
We're just
done.
confident.
I think I emailed my
Yeah.
professor a picture of the natty, and I was like,
Yeah. They
Won't be in
understand. They
class today.
understand.
Thank you so much. Do you
you.
have anything you want to say to the fans before we sign off?
love you guys.
Love you guys. Thank you.
We love you, fans. You're the
Yeah.
best. Nobody
In the
likes to
country.
play here because of you guys.
Yeah.
So you guys are awesome.
You're awesome. Love you.
Claire Enright, Ava McNaughton, and Marianne Picard.
Woo!
Stick around. The Wisconsin men's hockey team going to the NCAA Tournament out in Worcester, Massachusetts. Mike Hastings will join us next on the Badger Hockey Digest.
Have you heard people say women's sports are having a moment?
It's not a moment.
Moments are fleeting. They come and they go.
This isn't just a moment.
But success is nothing new at Wisconsin.
History in Wisconsin.
There's a history here.
Age championship.
So let's celebrate women's sports for what it really is.
It's not a moment.
It's not a moment,
It's a movement.
and you're invited to come along for the ride.
UW Health, proud title sponsor of Badger Women's Sports.
It's the simplest expression. The smallest thing that changes everything. A smile. So easy. A smile lights it up. Apologizes. And welcomes unconditionally. Because the shortest distance between two people is a smile.
Thank you.
Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle.
Well, Mike, congratulations. You're in the NCAA Tournament, second time in 3 years as head coach here, and you earned it too, didn't you?
Yeah, it's as we talk about from the beginning of the season as it goes on, your book of business is either going to be good enough or it isn't. And I know some people out there thought we backed in. We're a 3 seed. We earned it. Now we've got to go earn if we're going to go any further. And that's no different than what we did this season.
Yeah, I know, though, over the weekend, as you're waiting the outcomes of conference tournaments, it was a little dicey there for a while, wasn't it?
Listen, I'll be straightforward. That Dartmouth game was the longest 3 hours I've sat and watched hockey, and I didn't enjoy much of it until the end. So it's part of it, you know. And again, that's our book of business is good enough to be where it's at today, but you don't want to put yourself in that spot. And we did. Through the lack of not getting it done against Ohio State. And we have to own that, and we did. We've gotten to this point, and now we've got to go out and take care of business in our first regional game.
So you're out going out to Worcester, Massachusetts, and you'll be taking on Dartmouth. Give the fans a little scouting report on the Big Green, coached by Reed Cashman.
Reed does a really good job. There's a reason they won the championship and where they're at in the NPI and why they're a 2 seed, and it's because they've earned it also. They've got a real prolific line that carries them offensively. They've got a D core that starts at 6'4", and I think they've got one guy under 6 foot. So they try to defend as a group of 5 with defensemen that are real aggressive. Systematically, they mirror us, or we mirror them. They like to not throw pucks around and possess pucks, so the only way you get pucks back from that is going and getting to and through people, and then when you get it, putting it in places that you can go get it or hold on to it. And so they're good special teams. Their goaltender has been outstanding here of recent. And so if you're going to beat them, you're going to have to go out and play a complete game.
Yeah, their goaltender is Emmett Crotto, who backstopped the Big Green to the ECAC Tournament Championship, allowed only 3 goals in 4 games in that tournament. And you mentioned their top line, led by Hayden Stavroff, who's the nation's leading goal scorer with 29. So when you're facing a prolific scorer like that, how do you handle someone like that?
Well, we won't have the benefit of last change. And so really, I think the Big Ten schedule and who we competed against this entire year within our league should be great prep for us, because you're never worried about one line. When you play a Michigan, you play a Michigan State, you play a Penn State, there's not one line that does their damage. You might have a little bit more than others at State with Martone and his line. But for the most part, our guys have to go out and play against good players night in and night out, and it's going to be no different when those guys are out on the sheet when we're against them on Thursday.
Yeah, speaking of the Big Ten, there's a chance Wisconsin could meet Michigan State again in the regional final in Worcester. I know you're concentrating on Dartmouth, but that's a possibility, although UConn faces a tough challenge for the Spartans, don't they?
Yeah, I found whenever you get to the tournament, there's no gimmies, and you've got to earn your way through, and we've earned our way too. All right, so the next step for us is getting through, and we've still got some work to do this week before we get out. And we'll have to cross the T's, dot the I's, and make sure that we're buttoned up that way. But I know this group's excited to go play against somebody else other than themselves.
Yeah, they've been buzzing around here for 2 weeks. Couldn't wait to play somebody else, right? And they've been practicing hard and strong, pretty sharp here the last week or so.
It's been good, and our leadership group's done a good job at keeping the guys on task. Even when we did not know if we were going to get into the tournament, there was a belief that we would, and they knew what we'd have to put in so that we could try and be successful on Thursday.
And speaking of your leaders, Captain Ben Dexheimer named first team All Big Ten and the Big Ten Sportsmanship Award winner from the University of Wisconsin. That's pretty special.
Ben's a special player. And you know what, a lot of credit to his family for the type of young man that he is. He bleeds Badger colors, and he epitomizes what it is when you talk about Ringo and you talk about the people that have been in this program before. I think Ben Dexheimer is exactly what it is to be a Badger, so I'm proud of him and I'm glad he's ours.
Yep, and a tip of the cap too to freshman Luke Osborne, who made the all-rookie team. Well, Mike, if you play your best, which we've seen many times this season, you can beat the best, right?
Yep, we've just got to go out and get to our game and then stick with it. Try and stay as emotionally stable as you can. You want to go out and have that emotion drive you, but it can't control you. And so for us, it's about going out and getting after it in the first 5 minutes.
All right, and finally, the Wisconsin women just won their 9th national championship. It is crazy good, isn't it?
Yeah, you know what, from the top down. I've seen a few statues around this campus. When he decides that he's going to hang them up, I can't imagine that there would be a better guy to have another one like him, because, and first it starts with just the type of human being he is, and He bleeds Badger colors. He is what it is to be a Badger, and he's somebody that deserves everything he gets. Congratulations to him, his staff, those young ladies. Within that group, there's a few young ladies that have had an unbelievable year. Lifetime achievements, and congratulations on number 9.
Yeah, it puts a little pressure on you, doesn't it?
That pressure's been here since day one when I walked by them and I looked at the banners here in Le Bon, and that's okay. We're going to keep trying to climb the mountain and catch those guys.
There you go. Thanks for your time. Good luck.
Thank you.
Sure, that's head coach Mike Hastings. Wisconsin and Dartmouth in the opening round of the NCAA Tournament in Worcester, Massachusetts, Thursday. Puck drops at 4 o'clock. You can watch it on ESPNU. It's also on the Badger Sports Network and the Varsity Network app, and the winner will take on either Michigan State or UConn on Saturday at a time to be determined. My thanks to Mike Hastings, Mark Johnson as well, and Jay Williams. I'm Brian Posick, and thank you for watching the Badger Hockey Digest.
This has been a presentation from Learfield,